Damage at the school is estimated at $50,000. That blaze began in the school's audio-visual projection room. School officials are expected to expel the students for the remainder of the year. Meantime, several Corpus Christi Fire Department engines were dispatched this evening to combat a grass fire. What they discovered was a fire coming from some electrical lines south of town on Old Brownsville Road, located in the back lot of a building that houses several businesses. The fire was easily contained but not extinguished. Corpus Christi Power and Light had to be called out to shut the power off before the fire department could put out the blaze. Electrical power to the commercial building had already been cut off automatically when the fire started. Owners and business managers are fearful that service will not resume tomorrow and that business operations will be at a standstill due to repairs. A month-long undercover investigation pays off big time for Nueces County narcotics officers. They confiscate 129 pounds of marijuana, 2 stolen weapons, and a stolen car. They've also got 2 suspects in custody. That bust happened around 6 p.m. last night after officers witnessed a drug deal going down. When officers raided the home, they ended up in a 2-hour search for a getaway suspect. A Precinct 8 K-9 unit was sent out. 7 minutes later, the 35-year-old Hispanic male suspect was found in a wood behind his house.
When you're looking at 128 pounds of marijuana, that's a substantial amount, and the value of it is about $80,000. That puts a dent in some of the marijuana that's coming into the city.
6 people were taken into custody. However, only 2 of them are being held at the Nueces County Jail. They're expected to be charged with a first-degree charge of delivery of narcotics. It's an old answer to modern-day crime. The chain gang may be making a comeback. Reporter Diana Gonzalez reports it has public support.
Prisoners shackled together in groups of 5 to work the fields. Resurrecting the chain gang is Alabama's answer to runaway crime, failed reforms, and a prison system $2 million in the red.
You going straight?
We put all that money out there, bought all these programs, hired all these counselors, and things have gotten worse, not better.
And so now the climate is right for something like this?
Well, right now the climate is do whatever you want to do, but do it cheaper.
Doesn't have a big old heavyweight ball on it.
The leg irons are lighter, but the concept is no less controversial than when chain gangs were abolished half a century ago.
And I don't know of another state in the nation where they've reinstituted the chain gang concept. This is backward.
State Representative John Knight is pushing a bill to outlaw chain gangs.
It just creates a real negative image, not only for the state of Alabama, but what it says for our mentality here.
I think it's a good image problem.
Tough talk on crime helped elect Governor Fob James.
In Alabama, if you break the law, and if you assault people, hurt people, rape and rob, you're going to wind up in a chain gang. I like that.
James says using chains makes sense. Without them, only minimum security inmates can be used to clean up the highways. Plus, the governor thinks just the sight of shackled prisoners will deter others from a life of crime.
Hold up.
Prison officials say the chain gang is for inmates who are repeat offenders or disciplinary problems. They'll be held in a separate facility for 90 days with no television, no telephone, and no visitation. Critics want to make sure that race doesn't become an issue in deciding who is placed on the gangs. In this pilot group, all but one of the inmates were black.
This don't do nothing but put hate in your heart. This make you hate.
It sends a terrible message. It sends a message that you people are animals and we're going to treat you like animals, and pretty soon you have self-fulfilling prophecies and people act out.
I ain't no damn dog. Not me. I'm a man.
Make you feel like a slave, man. Make us feel like a slave.
The state plans to study the chain gangs over the next 2 years, and the critics will be watching closely, too.
Very degrade.
As Alabama tries to curb crime in the future by taking a step back in time. Diana Gonzalez, CBS News, Montgomery.
Hi, Bonnie, this is Tom. You might not remember me.
Ma'am?
We met at the park. Anyway, I was wondering if you might want to go out for a drink. How about meeting me tonight at... Drink? How about meeting me tonight
No.
For a more reliable way to get your messages, get call notes from Southwestern Bell Messaging Services. All you need is a touch-tone phone. Get call notes and lose your answering machine, not your messages.
It's the most ambitious remodeling project in American history. And you can be among the first to see the results. Because in the past 12 months, Chevrolet has introduced more new cars and trucks to America than anyone. Like the new Lumina. Finally, a mid-size sedan with the safety, comfort, and features you want at a price you can afford. Come see the newest line of cars and trucks in America. Only at your Chevy dealer's open house.
Tonight on Dave, Dolly Parton and UConn basketball star Rebecca Lobo. Tomorrow, Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, this is just going to be hilarious.
I was raised in a drugstore. I'm from a small town in Alabama. I try to bring that small town drugstore into Walmart.
Well, it's nice to be known personally by somebody when you come in.
And we try to treat them like neighbors because they are our neighbors. We see them in church, we see them at PTA meetings, we see them at school board. We're like a big family, really.
If you went in, they'd serve you just as well as they'd serve me.
What I learned in my father's store is what we bring to Walmart every day.
People, what's Long John Silver's about if it's not giving America the fish deal of its dreams? Like our famous batter-dipped fish, all white chicken and crispy fries for just $1.99. And if they're hungry for more, we've got a great price on 4 delicious combination platters.
Catch a great deal for $1.99 today at Long John Silver's,
where great fish is a big deal. Now let's get out there and make some serious waves. Go, excuse me.
2 police officers in Nebraska stand accused tonight of driving too slow. The officers allegedly drove their patrol cars under the speed limit and backed up traffic for some 2 miles. Witnesses say the officers would speed up and slow down and drive side by side on Interstate 80 near Omaha. They've been charged with careless driving and impeding traffic. Now, more news from around the world. Francisco Duran now stands convicted of trying to kill President Clinton. A federal jury today rejected a defense claim that he was insane. Duran could be sentenced to life for shooting at the White House with a semi-automatic rifle. O.J. Simpson's jurors have been looking at pictures of blood spots on Simpson's Ford Bronco. Prosecutors today pointed out spots on the front door, steering wheel, and other places. A police criminalist also tried to show the vehicle was properly secured. Federal safety officials wonder if a sensory illusion helped cause a plane crash. One investigator says the pilot may have pushed the U.S. air jetliner downward because he mistakenly thought it aimed too high. The crash in North Carolina killed 37 people. The Clinton administration is warning that Iraq may be trying to develop biological weapons. President Clinton and the British Prime Minister voiced concerns today about that possibility, and Secretary of State Warren Christopher says Iraq lies when confronted with the evidence. President Clinton says America can't buy a Republican tax cut and make necessary deficit payments. He spoke today as the House moved toward a veto this week on the GOP plan. House Speaker Newt Gingrich expects Congress won't rewrite the gays in the military policy. He says don't ask, don't tell will probably stand until it's found unconstitutional. He'd earlier said Congress could return to the old ban on gays in the military. Swanson's is recalling about 62,000 children's chicken dinners in some 29 states. 3 consumers reported small pieces of plastic stuck in the meat. A spokesman says Swanson's doesn't know how the plastic got in there. Baseball owners are getting no break in the courts. A federal appellate panel today rejected their call to stay a lower court's injunction. That injunction made the owners reinstate salary rules that prompted the players to end their strike. Researchers say secondhand smoke affects non-smokers more than smokers. One California researcher says smoking has already done big damage to smokers, and a little more can't hurt them as much. The study is in the Journal of the American Medical Association. And it's another record day for the Dow Jones Industrials. The first close above 4,200. It came on a gain of more than 33 points. The NASDAQ was lower and the S&P gained more than 3 points. Well, streets were completely flooded today on Corpus Christi's south side after a line of thunderstorms roared through the area. The area's hardest hit was the intersection of McArdle and Joanne, where over an inch of rain fell in just 45 minutes. One homeowner we talked to says this happens every time Corpus Christi gets heavy rain.
It's common when it rains this hard, yes.
What problems does this pose for your home?
Well, no serious problems. The only thing is the drainage. Sometimes people throw things in there and that kind of plugs up the thing, you know. Right. So that makes it a little hard for the water to go down.
Rain also slowed traffic on the Crosstown Expressway and South Padre Island Drive. More thunderstorms and showers are expected later tonight. And the complete forecast is coming up next.
I'm sure the Paris to Dakar rally is a grueling race, but at least it starts in Paris. And it seemed like a good way to find out how tough our new Kia Sportage was. Over the course of the 16-day race, over a third of the field dropped out, but it seemed our Sportage could have gone on forever, unlike our drivers. And though we didn't come in first, we were the only one to come in under 14,500. Introducing Sportage from Kia. Call for the dealer nearest you.
Monday, you reheat leftovers from Sunday. Tuesday, you nuke something. Wednesday, you re-nuke it. Thursday, you need a little KFC. You only wish you'd thought of it on Monday.
Everybody needs a little KFC.
Everybody loves a value, and for only $5.99, this one is really hot. Now enjoy 10 pieces of tender, delicious fried chicken for $5.99. Or get a complete meal, including 2 large side items and 4 biscuits for $9.99.
Some people say there's no such thing as lawsuit abuse. Yet a new lawsuit is filed every 1.5 seconds. Our courts are drowning in lawsuits. And every time lawsuits take a bite, you pay more and higher taxes and higher prices. Some people say it can't happen to them. Protect yourself, your family, your pocketbook.
Call 884-2252 and get a free action kit. Help stop lawsuit abuse.
When you grow up in the American Southwest, once a day you feel a soul-shaking sense of awe. And there's another feeling you get when the sun disappears. You're scared out of your ever-loving mind. Or maybe that's what inspired La Quinta to make their inn so friendly. Outside, they're lit up against the night sky. And inside, a soft splash is about the only sound you'll hear. Shh. La Quinta Inns. Why aren't you here?
Well, we've already seen how wet it was early today. What are we looking at the rest of the night?
And Dave, there's still a chance for some rain activity for tonight and part of Wednesday. Then improvement here by Thursday and Friday. Right now in the coastal band, we do have mostly cloudy skies. Now, earlier today, we saw a line of strong thunderstorms. Charlie Manning reported about 2.5 to 3 inches of rainfall around Ocean Drive. Some hail early this morning around Woodsboro, and also some torrential rains around Victoria, where they picked up about 1 inch of rainfall. Palacios today, 7.5 inches of rainfall. The low for the day, 68. The afternoon high today managed to get to 83. Right now in downtown Corpus Christi with cloudy skies, the current temperature of 68, the relative humidity at 88%, winds out of the east, and the pressure stands at 29.80. Check out the evening satellite map, and again, you can see that tremendous amount of moisture building across the deep south. This is all associated with that deep low pressure system. You can see it spinning across southwest Texas. Well, tonight more thunderstorms are redeveloping around Brownsville and Harlingen. So again, the chance for rain will still be in the forecast. But we check out the forecast map for Wednesday afternoon. Again, that disturbance will slowly sweep its way across south of Texas. The rain chances will continue. Let's take a look at the national forecast map. And again, the heavy rain activity will be falling from Corpus Christi to Houston and Galveston, and eventually that will move into the Gulf of Mexico. Then by Thursday, increasing sunshine and temperatures back into the 80s. Let's see what's happening in the state of Texas right now. And again, we got clear skies across north and west Texas. Temperatures mainly into the 50s, but Dallas at 61, cloudy skies and some rain activity around San Antonio. A thunderstorm around Austin at 62. Houston today, torrential rains, about 2 inches of rainfall. Hebbronville today, about 1/2 inch of rain. Brownsville, it's raining at 73. To the coastal bend forecast for tonight, do expect cloudy skies with a chance of a few widely scattered thunderstorms. The low tonight dropping to 64. Then for Wednesday, mostly cloudy and mild with isolated thunderstorms, especially in the morning hours. The afternoon high around 77. And then the extended outlook Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Partly cloudy skies, and temperatures will finally warm up back into the 80s. And it looks like, at least for Saturday and Sunday, things are looking pretty good. Let's check out the Tuesday weather quiz. The question tonight, when is the first day of the hurricane season, Dave? Of course, it's not too far away. But just to keep something in the back of your mind, when is the first day of the hurricane season? Of course, you're a veteran down here in Corpus Christi, so you should know this answer.
April 20th.
Let's check out the answer to the Tuesday weather quiz, and it is June 1st. That's the first day of the hurricane season. The last day, November 30th.
Okay. Thank you, Phil. I should look at you when I say that. Thanks, Phil. Randy's next with sports.
Honey, come on, dinner's ready. Oh, and I got some Dryer's frozen yogurt for dessert. Yow!
Dryer's. Evidently, it's not your normal frozen yogurt.
Kids and health are important to Iron Kids bread. That's why Iron Kids has all the fiber and many important nutrients of whole wheat bread, with a taste kids love. And it's why we sponsor Iron Kids sporting events across the country. So it seems only natural we'd sponsor the American athletes who believe in fitness as strongly as we do. Iron Kids bread, proud sponsor of the 1996 U.S. Olympic team and healthy kids everywhere.
There's a saying that goes, if a job needs to be done right, you better get a Ranger. A Texas Ranger, the special edition pickup available only at your Ford dealer. Redesigned for $95 with a standard driver's side airbag, you can save almost $1,800. And that includes air conditioning, AM/FM cassette, sliding rear window, chrome step bumper, and more. All in a roomy super cab. See your Texas Ford dealer.
Texas Ford and you.
You know, a lot of men don't believe that you can still get a great suit for under $200. Although the Men's Warehouse is not a store where you can get a cheap suit cheap, we are very excited about our $200 suit. We offer for $199 a 100% wool suit, and we believe it's the best value in clothing you can get today. I guarantee it.
The Men's Warehouse in Moore Plaza across from Padre Staples Mall.
Now for sale on video. He was afraid of just about everything. Then he entered the world of the Page Master.
I'm a cartoon.
And learned what it takes to be a hero.
Yes! He's possessed!
He's insane!
He's my kind of guy.
Macaulay Culkin, in the movie that critics say your family will want to see again and again.
Naturally.
Own the Page Master on video. Rated G. Buy it for your family today.
Following the news, stay tuned for The Late Show with David Letterman.
No!
Randy Sumner here with sports, local sports at the top.
You betcha. It's baseball season, and that's what we've got tonight. There are certain matchups in local sports that need no hype. In football, GP and Cal Allen stand out. In basketball, Miller and West Osto come to mind. But in baseball, the Cal Allen-Robstown rivalry is second to none. Tonight at Picker Field, both schools came into action sporting 6-0 records in district. The Pickers ranked number 3 and 4A in the state. They're hosting the Wildcats, ranked number 2 in the state, bottom of the first. Cal Allen here facing Robstown. And, of course, they're going to walk home the run. Larry Hernandez with the bases loaded, scoring Javi De Los Santos. It was 1-0 Robstown. Top of the fourth. Cal Allen's Brett Klosterman on third base. He's going to come around and score on a wild pitch. And the score was all tied up, 1-1. This rivalry is heated. You can tell when they score a run like that and they get that excited. Bottom of the fifth. Javi De Los Santos at the bat. This time he drills this one. Not going to quite get out of here. Going to hit the bottom of the fence, though. He's going to pick up a double. And then just moments later, that's going to set up the big play of the game with the runner on second base. Here comes the steal attempt. The catcher catches the ball. He throws it down to third. Not in time. De Los Santos going to go past the third baseman, Kevin Mitchell, come home and score. And the score was 2-1 at that point as they go on to win this one. In other action, though, on the mound, Michael Gonzalez. He had 7 strikeouts. He pitches a one-hitter. The Pickers win by a score of 3-2. The only other game we have reported in tonight, Tolosa Midway over Gregory Portland by a score of 3-0. In the NBA tonight, both the Spurs and Rockets are out on the West Coast in late games. The Spurs are looking for a victory number 12 in a row tonight as they face the Clippers in L.A. Right now they lead in the second quarter by a score of 29-28, while the Rockets trail Sacramento 29-23. A couple other scores to pass along for you, Dave. The Jazz beat the Sonics by a score of 114-92, and the Warriors spanked the Suns by 20 points tonight. The game's not quite over in the fourth quarter, but the Suns taking on the heels, first the Spurs, and now by the Warriors. Who would have ever thought Charles would be in that much trouble?
And we'll talk more about Charles in just a minute when we come back.
Now look at the ball. Hit the ball hard.
Go, 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 go.
Hi, I'm David Agato. To develop baseball skills in a child, you should begin at a young age. Character building should also start early. Honesty and discipline are important in athletics, just like raising good children. Everything starts at home.
David, thank you for helping out our team this year. You've really made a big difference.
Hey, my pleasure, but it's really you parents who make the difference. Good parents generally raise good children, and good children make successful athletes.
There are so many dangers for our children today, like gangs and drugs. How did you avoid getting into trouble?
Well, I am where my parents made me. They made sure I stayed out of trouble and got a good education. Now that I look back, without them, I would have had serious problems. Know where your children are. Set a good example. Your children grow up to be as you are. Recuerden, amigos, buenos padres hacen buenos hijos.
At iMart Express, we're dedicated to two things: service and everyday low prices.
I got my glasses for around $38 with a free frame warranty.
I got my glasses with bifocals for only $59. In about an hour. That's service.
I got my no-line bifocals for $89. Best pair I ever had.
We came to iMart Express for the price, and we're coming back for the service.
iMart Express, Moore Plaza next to Builders Square.
People stopping by.
More and more people are stopping by for the reliable performance of Exxon 93 Supreme Gasoline.
People stopping by.
They're stopping by for a gasoline that controls deposits on valves for a cleaner engine.
People stopping by to
Rely on 93 Supreme for a cleaner engine which reduces emissions for cleaner air.
People stopping by to rely.
And don't forget, cash and credit prices are now the same.
Call him the round mound of rebound, or the mouth that roars, or you can call him simply one of the best basketball players in history. Charles Chuck Barkley is all three. We caught up with him this weekend in San Antonio and found him everything he's advertised to be. He's been one of the league's marquee players for more than a decade and showing no signs of slowing down. Last year's back problems are behind Charles Barkley now. Just ask the Spurs front line. But even after scoring 45 points on Sunday, Barkley's team lost. And to Sir Charles, winning is the only thing. Well, you're looking at a pretty good stat sheet.
We didn't win. We didn't win. That's all we care about.
Chuck has been carrying the Suns on his back this season, and his teammates know it. What is it about San Antonio that riles up the Phoenix Suns?
Chuck does that to everybody. That ain't just in San Antonio. He's a fantastic player and is a scoring machine. I've seen him get 60 before, so he had a fantastic performance tonight. It just happened to be against San Antonio. It doesn't matter really where he's at. If he's feeling good and happy and on his game, he'll do that against anybody.
If it comes in today, 45.
Yeah, Charles is playing great. You know, Charles has been playing great all year for us, and he's been healthy and he's been spectacular. And the rest of us need to pick up our games and get us back to a level we need to be at. Right now, Charles is playing great, and I think the rest of us can play better.
Barkley also hasn't lost his gift of gab. A master psychologist trying to unnerve his opponents. Some accept it.
We know that's Charles. We know he likes to talk, and you guys get a kick out of him. We laugh at it in the papers and stuff, but we're here to play ball. You know, all the talking is great, but we hit that core. We just got to do what we got to do, and the best team will win.
I think the players, we understand Charles, and Charles is playing mind games with us a little bit. He knows we're a good team, and he knows that we're one of the teams that has a shot to win it. I mean, Charles is not a stupid guy. He knows.
Some take offense to his incessant chattering.
You know, it's like I said, I made a statement after I heard it. I just said that Barkley talks too much. Because the fact of the matter is when you start thinking about basketball and you start thinking about it in March, basketball isn't really a factor on this level until you hit late April.
But whatever you may think of his style, Barkley and the Suns will be a playoff force. He's already working the psychology for a possible playoff rematch. Charles, how's this team different without Dennis Rodman? He wasn't out there today. You went on a tear.
Well, it was just one of those days. I was last time we played them, they called us out to back-to-back games, and I wish Dennis had to play because if they don't double me, I'm gonna score. I don't care who they got out there. They got lucky last time that we were here, that we had played the night before, and I got shots I wanted. I just couldn't make any.
And one last parting shot before leaving the Alamo City.
What about David Robinson's play this year? Is he the leading candidate for the most valuable player?
No, Shaquille O'Neal is. Shaquille O'Neal should get MVP.
Why do you think
He's been the best player in the league all year. They got the best record. He's been the best player in the league all year.
Only time will tell on that one. In San Antonio, Dave Johnson, Newswatch 10. And finally tonight, House Speaker Newt Gingrich thought he was attending a Republican conference today, but boy was he surprised when an impersonator walked in. Comedian Chris Farley was invited by the Speaker's staff to surprise Gingrich in order to celebrate the contract with America.
All right, there we go. How's our wife, Mary Ann? But, Mr. Speaker, I've been assigned a very important duty, administrating to you a new Speaker's oath. So if you please put your hand on the Diet Coke and repeat after me. I, Newt Gingrich.
I, Newt Gingrich.
Do solemnly promise to continue to be a good speaker.
Do solemnly promise to continue to be a good speaker.
I promise to help the American people.
I promise to help the American people.
I promise to smile when people call me landslide.
I promise to smile when people call me landslide.
I promise not to kill Big Bird.
I promise not to kill Big Bird.
I promise that my book will be way less boring than Al Gore's book.
Finally, some good news, some funny news to end the newscast on. That's our report for tonight. Thanks for choosing Channel 10. We'll see you tomorrow.
From New York, home of the world-famous Eiffel Tower, it's The Late Show with David Letterman. Tonight, Dolly Parton from the NCAA champion Yukon Huskies, MVP Rebecca Lobo, and comedian Dave Chappelle. Plus, Paul Schaefer and the CBS Orchestra. And now, as seen on television, David Letterman.
Thank you very much. Oh, man. Thank you. That is so nice of you folks. That is so great. It makes me feel so wonderful. I'll tell you, the problem, the last couple of months, we've been using those replacement audiences. That's the problem. Listen to this now. A couple of weeks ago, I guess it was just last week, the Fulton Fish Market, fabled in story and song. It's a landmark here in New York City, downtown on the river. Fulton Fish Market burned down. Listen to how enterprising these people are. Today, they were advertising arson broiled salmon. It's just amazing to me that they're that quick on their feet. Arson broiled salmon. I'm thinking about this. Hosting the Academy Awards, I'm thinking about this now.